Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for this weekend, the 25th through the 27th of February. Obviously, we're going to focus a bunch early on in the forecast here on the storm that's ongoing right now. Then we'll talk a little bit about where the weather's going over the next couple of days. Basically, you're looking at a really good weekend to get outside and try to enjoy some winter weather outdoor activity. So snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, you name it, it's all going to be good this weekend. So try to get out there and enjoy that. We won't have too many more of these weekends left before we do start to turn the corner towards spring. Obviously, we've already seen a bunch of spring-like weather here in February. This is Vermont, so we could easily still have a good solid month of winter weather left, if not more. But in terms of not going to be a ton of these weekends left. So try to get out there and enjoy it as you can. In terms of what's going on weather-wise currently. Obviously, our storm is on top of us. We've mostly been in the lighter snow. We're just starting to get into the heavier snow here now across southern Vermont. That'll continue through the rest of the morning. You can kind of see we've got this area, the stronger areas of deeper blues here. And I'm going to show you a different radar view, which shows you even more detail in terms of where the heaviest precipitation is. You can also see our low pressure system here has made its way into northwestern PA. We do have the developing along the south, just south and east of that, off the coast of New Jersey, south coast of New Jersey, our secondary area of low pressure. This is going to develop in such a way that I think it's going to hold cold air in basically for almost everybody here across southern Vermont. I think very little in the way of sleet is going to happen in southern Vermont. Still a slight possibility of that in Brattleboro and Bennington, but I think for the most part, those areas, basically just see all snow out of this storm. As things come across. Also, it looks like we will get a bit of a break in the action probably around noon or maybe a little bit before, a little bit after noon, before this area, which will be enhanced by the secondary low pressure system developing here, swings through. So we could have a little bit of a break, which will probably keep snowing lightly, but where we don't really get accumulation for a couple hours, and then maybe an inch or two of this light to moderate snow, which happens for 3 or 4 hours on the backside of the system this afternoon. So that's sort of what things are looking at. The bulk of your precipitation comes this morning. Let's take a look in a little bit closer and see how that really, these greens, which really represent 1 to 2 inches of snow an hour, are very much filling in across southern Vermont, particularly southwestern Vermont, already in there, even up into kind of more western Vermont. Those will swing through, and that'll persist for the next few hours. So we're going to build up a bulk of our precipitation here in the next few hours. And then, like I said, there's a bit of a break out west here. Some of this is going to fill back in, and then it will kind of continue. Like I said, we could have a brief break in kind of as we get a little bit of a dry slot in here. And then I think we pick back up, and we do pick up an additional 2 to 3 inches kind of on the back side of that. So snowfall totals will, like I said, come in about where we thought, but in terms of it could be a bit of a break there. So if you're going to clean up after this first slug of moisture, that's perfectly fine, obviously, but just be prepared. You're probably going to have to do a little final cleanup afterwards as well. Let's take a look at satellite imagery. You can kind of see same kind of thing here. You can see how where that dry slot is well to our west. So like I said, when that area comes through, I think briefly we will let up the precipitation before the surface low over the coast starts to fill in some of that back to our west, as it will enhance the precipitation and keep us going through mid to late afternoon. Let's take a look at the track. Just basically what we expected. There's your low pressure system over PA. Starting to transfer its energy. Really by noon, we're in the full transfer mode. This locks the northerly flow in instead of letting this system out to the west was the primary low. It would push warm air in, especially aloft, and give us sleet. But this transfer is going to happen early enough and quickly enough that I think it's going to keep the precipitation all snow as our wind direction goes more northerly, the flow comes more northerly, and it keeps those mid levels from really warming up. And then this becomes our primary low and heads out to sea. So by Friday evening, we're really starting to shut off any lingering precipitation as the storm really heads out away from us. In terms of the details of what's going to happen, most of the snow accumulation happens between now and 12 p.m. Like I said, I think we'll still get 2 to 3 inches of snow after that, but a lot of it comes in the next few hours. Snowfall rates 1 to 2 inches for most of the morning. Could even see some 2.5 to 3 inch amounts of it in an hour. So it's going to be travel will be very difficult this morning. Basically, if you don't have to be on the roads, please do not go out. Lighter snow this afternoon. Snow ends by late this afternoon, and that lighter snow could give us another 2 or 3 inches of accumulation. Accumulations look to come in on the lower end of my prediction. So if I give you like a 3-inch range, I think you come in on the lower end of that 3-inch range. But basically about where we thought, generally 8 to 12 inches and a little bit more for some of the higher elevations, particularly the ski areas. I think most of them do a little bit over a foot of snow precipitation-wise. In terms of the rest of the weekend, after this storm moves out, here's the energy for this storm heading out. We get into a day of basically tranquil weather on Saturday and most of the day Sunday. Then we have an Arctic front, which is way up here in northern Canada now, that's going to race in our direction. That will reinforce the cold air, and it will also give us a chance of some snow showers and snow squalls on Sunday afternoon, late afternoon into the evening. And I just want you to be aware of those because sometimes I think most of those squalls will probably be north of us. But those snow squalls, if you hit one, you just got to be ready traffic-wise, because if you're driving on Sunday afternoon, I know a lot of you head home after having a weekend of skiing and outdoor fun here. If you run into one of those on the highway and all of a sudden the conditions can get real bad real fast, you just need to slow down. It's probably worth pulling over in that circumstances. Those are some of the circumstances where we see the worst kind of pileups on the highway, the worst kind of traffic conditions. So even though, in a lot of ways on a day like today, you often don't have as many issues on the roads as you would on a snow squall day like that. So just be careful about that. I don't think it's something you need to change plans for or anything like that, because it's a high likelihood we don't see anything like that, but it is possible. So I always try to point those days out because they do potentially cause issues on the roads, and so just want people to be aware that's what's going on there. In terms of forecast, heavy snow today, highs in the low 20s. Light fluffy snow, really good snow for skiing, things like that. We're cold tonight on the backside of the storm. We stay cloudy most of the night. We might clear out just before dawn, about 2 degrees. Tomorrow, pretty much picture perfect winter day, right? A little bit breezy, but not too bad. I don't think there'll be wind holds. Maybe very early in the morning could be, but that should subside pretty quickly. Basically full sun, very little in the way of clouds. Nice bluebird day. Mid 20s for highs. Even the ski areas are probably in the low 20s. So beautiful day to get out there and ski. Not quite as cold on Saturday night. As the flow turns a little more west and southwesterly, we do clear out, but we're in the mid-teens probably for most of us. We warm up a little bit on Sunday before this Arctic front moves through. Highs in the 30s, low 30s, but ski areas up in the 20s. Like I said, and there'll be quite a bit of sun, particularly in the morning. So if you want to get out there and really enjoy some sunny skiing on Sunday morning, that's a possibility. More clouds in the afternoon with that front and a few flurries. That'll be probably after. I'd say most of those chances for that increases between about 3 p.m. and about 7 p.m., somewhere in that range. That front moves through with those flurries. A lot of us won't really see anything. Some of us might not even see any flakes. So not a huge deal, but could be bad in a couple spots on the road. So just keep an eye out for that. And then behind that front, we do move in a cold air mass, and we get down close to 0 on Sunday night as we head into Monday with some clear conditions as we head towards next week. Weather pattern in general does look to quiet down a little bit after today. So I want to give you a quick look at your outdoor activities forecast. Powder day today. If you're out there on the mountain, especially if you didn't have to travel far to get there, it's a great day to get out there to be like fresh tracks every run this morning. So that'll be awesome. Travel's tough, so be careful if you get into the mountain. Just take it slow, take it easy, and go and be careful about everything. Tomorrow's a bluebird day. Great ski conditions without all that fresh powder and chances to groom it and things like that. Tomorrow will be a great day to ski. And then also Sunday, another great day to ski. A little bit warmer, even a few clouds throughout the day, especially in the afternoon, and those snow showers just to keep an eye on for later on in the day. But basically, a really great weekend to get outside, certainly for skiing, but any other outdoor activity you're going to do as well is going to be great this weekend, because it's going to be cold enough that the snow doesn't get mushy, which this time of year is always a potential problem, but not so cold that you're going to be freezing or anything like that. So you need to bundle up, but bundle up in a normal way and you'll be fine and have a lot of fun out there. So try to enjoy that. Thanks for joining me as we took a look at this storm. I'll be back on Monday with a look at your work week forecast. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so, as it helps make sure that you don't miss any of these videos. I do regular videos on Monday, always with a work week forecast, or pretty much always. And then I do one Friday weekend forecast. And then I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons who support financially what I do here. And my patrons get a Wednesday early forecast, weekend forecast I put out for them on Wednesdays. I also do an extended forecast for some of my patrons. There's a patron level that does that. If you want to get all my videos sent to your email so you never have to look for them, there's a patron level for that. And if you're interested just in just getting that weekend forecast, there's a lower level that just gives you. Okay. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll be back on Monday with a look at your week.